For the past 2 months, I have been extensively testing torque-free putters, and there's a reason we have seen so many here at the end of 2024. This technology is the real deal. This is a tidal wave of innovation. It's groundbreaking, earth-shattering, and we haven't seen anything like this since cavity back irons or since persimmon woods were replaced by metal woods in our bags. This is how big torque-free technology is. On today's video, what I'll be doing is ranking different aspects of these putters that I have tested, and at the end of this video, I will crown a winner for the best torque-free putter design of 2024. So there are 5 contenders here from 5 different manufacturers that we're going to be looking at. In no particular order, we've got the L.A.B. OZ.1, the Even Roll Zero, the PXG Allen, the Axis 1 Rose 2.0, and finally the Callaway Square to Square. Now before we get into the rankings, I want to mention I've got a contest running right now where you can win one of the most innovative putters out there, the L.A.B. OZ.1. This is an incredible putter, and you're going to hear a lot about it here today. Down in the description, I'm going to leave a link. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel, follow us over on Instagram, and fill out the short, simple form to get entered. When this channel hits 100,000 subscribers, we're pulling a winner. All right, let's get into the rankings. The first category I want to cover here is look and feel. These torque-free putters are pretty alien-like, especially if you've ever seen something like a L.A.B., really one of the first torque-free putters out there that kind of started this whole craze. It's like a flying saucer in your hand. So look and feel is going to be a big adjustment for most of us who have been playing these traditional putters for all of our lives. Coming in at number 5 for me is going to be the Even Roll Zero. While it's not as wild as things like the L.A.B. 2.1 or the L.A.B. DF3, for instance, it's still going to take some getting used to. It does have some nice alignment features, and that circle in the middle is actually functional. You can pick up a ball, but with its reverse plumber's neck, this is definitely something that you're going to have to settle in with over time. Coming in at number 4 for me is going to be the L.A.B. OZ.1. Now, this is the most traditional of all the L.A.B. offerings, but it's still pretty futuristic looking. Kind of looks like Roblox to me, or some kind of pixelated artwork representation of what a half-moon putter might look like. And when you try the forward press pistol grip, along with that shaft that leans forward as well, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but once you do, you're going to have some pretty good results with this one. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the PXG Allen. They've used an S-curve design here for the hosel to be placed into the center of gravity of this putter, and I think they've done a pretty good job making this one look decent to the eye. It looks a little bit more traditional mallet when you're standing over it, and I think golfers will have a little bit easier time with this one in their hands. Coming in at number 2 is going to be the Axis 1 Rose 2.0. Now, this has a classic fang tooth design, and even though it's kind of crazy how the hosel is in front of the club face, and someone even commented that you could even shank a putt with this design, I'll tell you what, looking down at it, it feels pretty much like a traditional putter in your hands. But coming in at number 1, and what's going to be easiest for most of us golfers to transition to if you have never used a torque-free putter, I think is going to be the Odyssey Square to Square. Now, I like the Jailbird edition. That aligns well to my eye, very similar to the regular Jailbird, except for the shaft that is again forward leaning and coming out of the center of this club. You do have a couple of other options from Odyssey that might suit your eye better, but all in all, in terms of looks and alignment, I really like what Odyssey has done here with the Jailbird edition. Now the next category here is going to be feel. A lot of these putters in the past have been made out of aluminum, but this year we're getting some different materials and technology on the face of these putters, and they're leading to a little bit better feel and better roll coming off of them. Coming in at number 5 in this category for me is going to be the PXG Allen. While it doesn't feel bad, you will have to stroke this a little firmer, and the feel is a little bit hollow depending on where you strike it on the face. Coming in at number 4 for me is going to be the Even Roll Zero. Very similar to something like the original L.A.B.s. There is again a little bit of a hollow, a little bit of a mushy feeling coming off of this one. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the Odyssey Square to Square. Now, if you've ever used an Odyssey putter, you'll feel very familiar with this one. It feels just like all the other Odyssey AI1s before they went zero torque. Still, you've really got to hit this one pretty hard. It's not my favorite feel of the bunch, but for me, it's middle of the pack. Coming in at number 2 is going to be the Axis 1 Rose 2.0. Again, this has a very traditional feel. If you look at the milling of the face of this club, you'll probably see why. Very high quality, very traditional, much more similar to something like a Scotty Cameron, for instance, or another finely milled putter. And that's true for the number 1 on our list, which is the L.A.B. OZ.1. This has, for the first time in L.A.B. technology, a steel insert on the face. So this is actually a multi-material construction putter with the aluminum body. That face, again, finely milled and tuned to the ear. This was based on feedback from Adam Scott, who co-designed this putter with L.A.B., specifically focusing on sound and feel of this putter. and they've done an incredible job with this one. Next up is something that's probably not talked about by a lot of reviewers, but I think it is important to mention here, and that is grip. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the Access 1. This is a very rubbery grip, very thin. I don't think it's a great choice, and I nitpicked it in my review of this putter. Today, most people opt for a medium or oversized grip with their putters, and I think that's a little bit of a miss here with the Access 1 Rose. Coming in at number 4 is going to be the Odyssey Square to Square. This putter looks cheap, it feels cheap, and the stock grip I think will fall apart sooner than later. Now, there are some other options available on the Odyssey website, but off the rack, this grip is a pretty poor one. Coming in at number 3 is the Even Roll Zero. Here we've got a much more standard, modern grip with a little bit of a stickier feel and more of a mid-size, which modern golfers prefer. Coming in at number 2 is going to be the PXG Allen. Now, this is a very high quality grip, again, more of a medium size, and this one is built to last. Coming in at number 1 is going to be the L.A.B OZ.1. Now, this is the only putter in the bunch that is literally using the grip as technology. One of the standard options is a press pistol grip, and if you look down at the grip of this one, you can see it's coming in at an angle. It's not perfectly square. That is designed to get your hands forward to promote a forward press, which is going to put a more true roll on the putts. I think it absolutely works, and the bonus is I think you get a very good view of the ball when you're looking down at it at address. The next category here is going to be price. Now, for some people, price doesn't matter, but for a lot of us, it does. And these putters are definitely much more expensive than the putters of old. I do think it's justified. I think it's worth it because, again, if you're taking 30 plus putts on average, this club is going to be used more than any other club in your bag, including that driver, which you're going to use 14 times around. In terms of a price breakdown, the most expensive here at number 5 is going to be the L.A.B OZ.1. $499 at MSRP, and if you opt for customization, which I do recommend, I would recommend if you're going to order a L.A.B, send in a video and have it custom made to your specs. That's going to be more like the $600 range if you do that. So definitely the most expensive option on the market. Coming in at the 4th spot is the Access 1 Rose 2.0. This putter is $479 at MSRP. For me, a smaller independent brand like that is definitely priced at the top end of the market. Is it justified? Well, it's a pretty good putter, but it's definitely up there. Coming in at number 3 is the PXG Allen at $449. That is the base price for this putter, but there are a number of shaft upgrades. You could easily be spending more like $550 for this putter, but at regular MSRP, completely stock, it's in the middle of the pack. Next up on the list is going to be the Even Roll Zero. It is also priced the same as the PXG Allen if you were to buy the Allen stock. This one's going to have less options though for you. $449 is going to be the top end here. And coming in at number 1 here, the most affordable of the current options out on the market right now is the Odyssey Square to Square. This putter is $299 at MSRP, almost half the price of our most expensive there in the L.A.B. The next category here is going to be customizability. Now, some of these putters are going to be much more customizable than others, and I think that is a very good thing. I'll explain. So coming in at number 5, in terms of customizability, what you can change here to the putter is going to be the Even Roll Zero. With the Even Roll Zero, you can customize shaft length, you can customize the loft, you can customize lie angle. And in the future, you will be able to choose between one of 3 colors. Right now, though, there is only black. Coming in at number 4 is going to be the Odyssey Square to Square. Now, with Odyssey, you can change the shaft length, you can customize lie angle. You can customize the shaft type. They've got a number of shafts to choose from. Those are going to be for an additional price. Also, as I mentioned in the grip section, there is the ability to upgrade the grips here. Again, that's going to be an upcharge from Odyssey, but there are a number of grip options to choose from. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the Access 1. Now, with the Access 1, you can customize shaft length, you can customize the loft, you can customize lie angle. Lie angle is very important when it comes to customization, and again, I'll cover that here in just a second when we talk about the number 1 on our list. Coming in at number 2 is going to be the PXG Allen. Now, with the Allen, you can customize the loft, you can customize the lie to some degree. You can go plus or minus 2 degrees upright or flat. Also, there are some shaft upgrades available, as well as a number of grips to choose from. Number 1 on our list is going to be the L.A.B OZ.1. Now, with the L.A.B, this is the most customizable out there, and this is what, for a lot of people, will justify that premium price tag. With the OZ.1 and the 1i, you can actually decide if you want to have that insert in the face. That's what the I designates. If you don't want that, if you want an all aluminum construction, you can do that with the OZ.1 as well. In addition, you can customize the lie angle, and again, I highly recommend you do this with all L.A.B putters. Send in a video and have them fit you to your proper lie angle. They will actually balance this putter to you specifically, handmade in their facility in Oregon. L.A.B also gives you the ability to adjust the shaft length. They have probably the widest selection of sizes available. You can choose here with the OZ.1 for, again, the first time ever with a L.A.B putter or any other of these torque-free putters, you can choose to have that shaft that is forward leaning or a straight shaft coming out of the club. There are a number of grip options, and if you choose that straight shaft, you can actually put just a standard grip on this one like the Super Stroke I have on mine. And of all the putters, this is going to be the most customizable in terms of color. I like orange, but there are a number of colors to choose from. I'd love to hear what you think is best down below. The next category is the most important of all of these, and that is, does the technology work? I'm specifically talking about, is it actually torque-free? How is the roll coming off the face? How do these putters perform on mishits, whether you're to strike it on the toe or the heel? All of that is critical to helping you hole more putts. Coming in at number 5 for me is going to be the PXG Allen. With its pyramid face, you do get a nice roll on the ball, but I will say of all the torque-free putters I tested, this is the one that I felt twisted just a little bit in my hands when I was coming through, especially on short putts. And I will say there have been some tests with the PXG Allen inside of the revealer, and it does seem to be not quite 100% torque-free, but still a great putter. Coming in at number 4 for me is going to be the Even Roll Zero. I do think it is truly torque-free, but I will give it a little bit of a ding here because I think misses off the toe and the heel were not quite as forgiving as some of the others. Next up for me is going to be the Axis 1 Rose 2.0. Now, a little sidebar on that, they say they actually invented torque-free technology, and they also do hold a patent, which you can see the patent number here right on the shaft, to have the shaft balanced at the face of the putter. Either way, I felt very confident with this one, especially on short putts. I think it is truly a torque-free putter, and it's going to help you hole more. Coming in at number 2 for me is going to be the Odyssey Square to Square. Now, I was not expecting this because I really do think Odyssey kind of rushed this putter with this wave of torque-free putters technology out on the market. They wanted to get something to compete. But I will say they did an amazing job. When I was testing this one, I think it was as torque-free as any of them, especially on short putts. This one performed exceptionally. But coming in at number 1 here is going to be the OG when it comes to this technology, and that is going to be the L.A.B OZ.1. As I mentioned in the previous section, L.A.B perfectly balances its putters. It's very evident if you were just to spin or twirl one in your hands. Unlike the others, it won't be face up or toe hang. Literally, you could balance it in any position that you want. It is absolutely the quintessential torque-free putter. All right, now that we've got all of the categories calculated, it's time to give you the official rankings for the best torque-free putter of the year. Coming in at number 5 with 13 points is going to be the Even Roll Zero. Coming in at number 4 with 16 points is going to be the PXG Allen. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the Axis 1 Rose 2.0 with 17 points. Coming in at the number 2 position is going to be the Odyssey Square to Square with 19 points. And coming in at number 1, you might have guessed it by now because of how many categories this putter won. It's the L.A.B OZ.1 with 23 points, taking my pick for the best torque-free putter of the year. Well, there you have it. There's my rankings for the best torque-free putter of the year. What do you think? If you've tried any or all of these putters, I would love to know. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you rank them. It's just as important for me to hear from the community and get your feedback as well. I enjoyed testing all these putters this year. It has been an absolute blast. As I said up front, this is truly a revolution. So no matter which putter you choose for yourself, you're gonna have something that's gonna help you hole more putts. I truly believe that. As I mentioned before, I've got that link down in the description for you to win a L.A.B OZ.1, which, as you just saw, I've ranked as the best torque-free putter out there. So someone's gonna have a pretty special gift once we hit 100,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching. Make sure to share this video with a friend, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.